I want to start this off by saying we don't know everything. We don't know everything that's going on, the deeply rooted issues. I just believe that the fact that Boosie has such an adversarial relationship with the mother of his children, that plays a part into it. Right. So, and the crazy part is Tori went to a private school in Georgia. Her mom, a mama saw fit to make the child come home and be reprogrammed by the hood. That's crazy, Brian. But that's why we're going to be getting into this as far as the mothering is concerned. Because according to Brian in the chat, she was going to private school in Georgia because Boosie lives in Georgia. But the mother wanted her to come back home and reprogram. Right. So when people try to make it seem like the mother has nothing to do with this, oh, yes, she does. And she's going to be a big part of this conversation. She's a big part of this conversation. You look at Black China. Black China does not have primary custody of her children. But Black China wants child support. She wants back child support, even though she only has the child 2 days a week. The court should not allow that. You can't just be absent in your children's life and all of a sudden think that you deserve child support. No, you don't. But this is why you got to have agreements. But I'm pretty sure they had an agreement because he had the child most of the time. The child is comfortable in his environment. In a situation where the child ain't comfortable in his environment, the child is comfortable in that environment. That's what they know. Because what comes with child support is custody. She's going to want more custody. Because she's ain't got no money like that. Now she wants to use her children for financial gain, just like Boosie's baby mother. And most of these other baby mothers. Shout out to Liana. Says, I'm about to bless someone. LOL. Appreciate it. Yeah, Liana definitely blesses with these memberships. Probably one of the best moderator membership giver out here. Right? People get their membership. So I see some people not here, but other places, they get their membership, and that's like peace, They're not blessing nobody in the chat room, which shows the type of person that they are, I'm just saying. I'm not saying you have to do it, but I mean, no, why not? Show that you support the platform because, what's being given to somebody else, it also helps the channel. What's up, Steven? Make sure y'all like the stream. These younger generation, they have it a lot better than us. They have access to resources that we didn't have. They have the internet. You can look up anything. You have a lot more people to look up to. I didn't have YouTubers to look up to. Not saying I that's what I was looking for, but I didn't have that. I couldn't just say, you know what? I'm going to go get me a computer and a microphone and I'm going to start vlogging or video gaming. I think I'd actually be a great gamer. Okay? Nobody loves video games more than me. I just put it all to the side to focus on this. But I mean, if I have to pick up the joystick, I mean, if I have to, I still game, when I'm not doing this. But I'm just saying. Shout out to Liana, the good nurse. She just blessed Dirty South MVP with a membership. Salute to you. I tell you, she's one of the best to do it. Most of these people I see other places, they get memberships and they just keep it to themselves. They're not trying to help nobody in the chat. Like, come on, man. You want to help nobody out in the chat? Bless them with a membership? Like, what are you here for? It goes to support me, of course, But, these youngins of today, they have a lot more resources than we did. Even though we have more fun as children because we weren't indoctrinated with propaganda, boys was able to be boys and girls were able to be girls. We didn't have to worry about rainbow flags and trans this and drag that. None of that. But when you have a father who's successful, who's willing to help and support you, because I don't think Boosie is like bad with his kids. I mean, he seems to have a good relationship with his son. I think his other children, he doesn't have problems with them that I know of. Whenever I see young people like this who clearly have been indoctrinated with their mother's BS, because when you have this amount of animosity towards your father, that is because of the indoctrination of your mother. Your mother has made you believe that your father is the enemy. And a lot of kids grow up thinking that the father is the enemy. You haven't even give your father a chance. As you remember, Lil Boosie was on trial for Red Room back in 2010. It was her brother, street dude named Terry Boyd, whom Boosie was on trial for taking life of. It was a very, very complex story. Right, but I mean, did he go to jail for it? I can only deal in who got punished for it and who didn't. He didn't go to jail for that. I mean, we can say he's the cause, but is he? I mean, I don't know. Just because, somebody that may know Boosie did it doesn't exactly mean that he like put a hit on this guy. And again, I don't know the particulars of that. So I'm not going to delve deep in because I don't know the particulars. Y'all know more than me. Brian, I'm pretty sure you know more than me because you're down there. Still, Boosie was in his daughter's life. Boosie was in his daughter's life. This picture that you're seeing on the right, he posted this in April of this year. April. Probably may have another picture that's a little bit more recent. So it's not like he ain't never been in his daughter's life. He ain't there for her. He's been there for her, but Boosie's a rapper. His daughter said that she would rather her father be a street dude than a famous rapper. Why does he have to be a street dude? Why can't he be a doctor or a lawyer, right? Why does he have to be a street dude? These black heifers, yes, I'm going there, are indoctrinating their young daughters to think that dating street dudes is okay. No, it's not. And according to Boosie, his I believe 16-year-old daughter is dating a 19-year-old. And he says the mother is allowing it. Now, I could go deeper and tell you why a 19-year-old is up in his baby mama's house with his 16-year-old daughter. Because maybe the mother fancies the 19-year-old. We've seen that. Maybe that's why she's allowing this night, because she probably can't get a man herself. Now, we're going to get into we're going to get into her, and we're going to get into Boosie's response. Just by reading Boosie's body language. Okay? He seems like he's fed up. He seems like he's troubled by the actions of his daughter. But there's nothing he can do because his daughter is living with her mother. I think he wants his daughter to be successful. He doesn't want his daughter to fail. He doesn't want his daughter to become another statistic, but she's on her way to being another statistic. And I think for so long, they try to marginalize black fathers so that when years later, when the children are adults, they can say that man wasn't in that child's life. He didn't care. But they're not going to tell you the grimy things that these women did to keep the fathers away from the children. These women will push the biological fathers out of the children's lives and put these dysfunctional weirdos around their children. And then when those children are harmed, that woman is not held accountable. Y'all want to talk about the biological father. Well, guess what? He has to deal with restraining orders. He has to deal with her pushing, keeping him away from the children, calling the police on him. They don't want to talk about that. They just want to talk about the fact that he wasn't there. Okay, why wasn't he? And they'll say, well, I didn't keep the children out. Yes, you did. You're a liar. You're a liar. If a man doesn't want to be in his children's life, he's going to leave before the child is even born. He won't even sign a birth certificate. He won't even acknowledge the children. Y'all are liars. You're the one putting this propaganda in their minds, poisoning them against their fathers because you want control of those children as your payback. But a lot of you heifers have to understand that once them children are grown, it is what it is. Those fathers are not going to be pressed because there's nothing that they can do. There's nothing that they can do. But it's easy to blame the father. It's easy to say he wasn't there. Okay, so why wasn't he there? Why wasn't he there? People say, well, Boosie was in and out of jail. Boosie has been out of jail for a while. I mean, he did get arrested recently, but Boosie hasn't been in and out of prison. When Boosie got out of Angola, he's been on the straight and narrow ever since. He's not getting in and out of trouble. Boosie's been, since he got out of prison, he did that stint. He's been out ever since. So what are people talking about? He's in and out of jail. No, he's not. That's not true. He's not in and out of jail. Let's be real about this. It's easy to blame Boosie and say he's the problem, but it's difficult for you people to say, you know what, that woman don't know what she's doing. Y'all can't say that because it makes her look bad.